Listen, we're going to bring someone out here who is, I got to tell you, has been a friend of mine forever and ever and ever. You may know him or remember him from being in the news because he was Rock Hudson's lover at the time of Rock Hudson's death. He's much more than that, though. He is a musicologist and also an author. He's also a really cool dude. Please say hello to Marc Christian.
Wish I knew how to quit you, Jack.
Oh, you can quit me anytime, baby.
I could never quit you.
Hi, baby.
Have a seat there. We have...
You like the outfit?
I like the outfit,
That's
yeah.
I borrowed it
hysterical.
from Katie Lang.
Good one, good one. Marc Christian's become a comedian.
A big bone gal.
Marc, welcome to
Very
the show.
funny.
Here, we need to get something cleared up right away. You know, this accuracy in media report that came out a couple of weeks ago, remind you, accuracy.
Yes, we've been talking about it.
Basically, they said in their report that, you know, one of the reasons I'm poisoning our culture is that I have had on a female-to-male transsexual porn star, and I had also had on Marc Christian, whose lover, Rock Hudson, had died of AIDS. Well, the fact of the matter is, Marc has never been on this show. So, as far as the accuracy in media, they were a little bit on the inaccurate side.
Yeah, they're a little bit inaccurate.
And Marc, who never, ever, ever, ever does television, decided to help because he's such a giver for right-wing causes.
Yeah.
He wanted to make the right wing feel good, so he's decided to come on our show.
You made the right decision for the right wing.
Right decision for the right wing.
At the right time.
At the right time, and now he's on our show, and they can now say, yes, this makes the show. He is helping us to poison the society that we live in. And, thank you, Marc, for that.
Bravo.
Well, this is the first for me, Jack.
Okay. Here's what I want to get into. Marc and I go way back. Marc became lovers with Rock Hudson when I knew. And what year was it that you guys became? And how did you meet?
We met in 1982, shortly after the Gore Vidal campaign. I was Gore's assistant and advance man, and I met Rock shortly after that. So, oh yeah, I love Gore. And so we met then. And actually, I met you about that time.
Right. And now, what was it? And at that very time, I was going out with Tom Tryon.
Exactly.
An actor who played the Cardinal and wrote the book The Other. And
Harvest Home.
Harvest Home, right. So I was dating an older gentleman. I was young at that time.
I feel so out of the loop.
Yeah. Well, you're a chick.
You don't realize
you're
this.
A chick. That's to be expected.
When I met Jack.
Yeah. And so, so Rock and Marc were together for quite a long time.
How long were you together?
3 years.
And then, unfortunately...
You know, I found out he had AIDS.
How?
Watching it on TV in his living room.
Right.
And what did he say?
Oh, he was pretty much out of it by then.
He just
Well,
found out
what did you think was wrong with him?
I thought he had cancer. And I asked him about AIDS, and he said, I don't have the plague. I've been checked for it.
Yeah, and I was there, Sandra, during this whole thing, and the whole thing was that we were going, why is Rock losing weight? And he was saying, first it was anorexia.
Right.
Remember, he told us he had anorexia. He had been in Israel shooting a film. He had lost a lot of weight.
He'd eaten a lot of pita and a lot of hummus.
Yes, and we were going, what is it? You know, it's not right. And then, then the shit hit the fan. And with that line, the shit hit the fan, we're going to go to a commercial break and come back and talk about more of this.
Yeah.
Because
we're coming back to this.
Yeah, because this
we're not jumping around and doing a bunch of Hazarai and Michigan. I want to finish this conversation.
Yeah, this is a conversation.
Yes.
We'll be right back after this, so stay tuned. Buy the products if you want to hear the ending of this story. You know, before we get into the horrendous demise of Rock Hudson, I want to say that, he was a friend of mine. I wasn't as close to him as Marc, but I want to say that he was one of the coolest, most fun guys to go out and party with.
the three of us were a team. We'd go out all the time together.
And there were times we would go and Rock loved his scotch.
Oh, yeah.
And
Scotch
Daddy,
on the rocks.
And Daddy Jack loved his beer. And there was one time where you tell the story.
Well, we went to the Rose Tattoo, which was underneath Studio One at the time.
Right.
Now it's called The Factory.
Yes.
And on Monday nights, they had talent night. And people would get up and sing, and some were really good and some were really awful. We had to, like, contain ourselves.
Right.
Well, Jack and Rock and I, we were sitting together, and just to my left, this older gentleman came up and started hitting on me. And I kept saying to him, sorry, I'm with somebody. And then he turned to Jack and started hitting on Jack. And Jack said the same thing, I'm sorry, I'm not available. And the guy turned to me and says, I know who you're sitting with. And I said, who? And he goes, that has-been broken-down actor from Universal. Well, a second later, Rock's scotch left his hand and ended up in the guy's face, courteous of me. And he says, I'm going to throw you guys out of here. Well, the thing is, he got thrown out. Rock was
it was one of the best bitch fights.
Was it somebody who was in the business?
I have no idea.
We never figured it out.
It was just, we never figured it out.
I love
just,
the has-been from Universal.
Yeah.
I mean, that is genius.
It was so bitchy. But, the whole thing then became, because I know for a fact how much Rock loved Mark. And that was, he would say it to me almost on a daily basis. But one of the things I want to share with people is Rock had a fascination with the color of people's assholes. Can we talk about that on TV?
I haven't, yes, I have. Can I tell the audience, this is the first time I've ever been interviewed by someone I had an affair with?
Okay. Yeah, Mark and I, in all honesty, used to have an affair.
Yeah.
And we know the
before I met
color
Rock,
of each other.
The two of you had an affair.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
You know
I'm
where we
really
met?
out of the loop.
Oh.
Wow, that just woke me up. Good. I'm like, what?
But Rock did. He was fascinated with, and he called me one night, and he wanted to know certain people he had met, whether I knew whether it was a pink or a brown. And that was
a brownie.
A brownie or a pinky.
Winky.
That was his thing. And
what did he like?
I think he preferred pink.
I think he did.
Yeah, I think he preferred pink.
Oh.
But anyway, we're going to talk about this more.
No, we're not, because we have to move on to other things.
We're moving on to other things, but trust me, now
the next dude is the king of kink, and is introducing a new line of leather